Can we ever hold Wendy accountable? On Sunday's episode of Real Housewives of Potomac, we saw that Gizelle was hosting the cast trip to St. Kitts and Nevis. During the episode, we saw that Gizelle had prepared embroidered robes and toiletry bags and handwritten notes for all of the women on the cast except for Stacy. Now, Wendy said in the confessional that she had been on the receiving end of Gizelle's darkness, and she's just glad that it wasn't her. Later on in the episode, Wendy acknowledged that Gizelle had been a great host, but said that she noticed that Stacy did not receive the embroidered robes and toiletry bags and handwritten notes that the other women received. And Wendy was being called a mean girl online. Now you have Wendy supporters all over Twitter advocating for Wendy, saying that she called Gizelle out for not having welcoming gifts for Stacy like she did the other ladies. It's just crazy because words matter and they mean things. And I don't know if people are being purposefully obtuse and just going up for their faves, or if they slow, or if it's just a regional thing. Because even though calling someone out is slang, it's easy to understand and commonly used in the English language. And y'all did the same thing with the word chin check. The week before, Kiana hosted a brunch at her house, and everyone was saying that she chin checked Angel. And again, words mean things. When you chin checking somebody, you're not hoping, right? Kiana said, whatever that chat was that y'all had the other day, I hope it be the last. That is not a chin check. That is just a wish. It was no pressure on what Kiana was saying to Angel. And when I say wish, it still wasn't, I wish a motherfucker would. The tone is polite and neutral. Now, Kay just has a nasty disposition to herself, and she had a nasty tone when she said it. But if you was writing that out to somebody, that was just a wish. And I think that's why most people think that it was a chin check. But I'm going on the words that a person is saying. If Kiana had said that better be the last, that makes it a chin check, right? Because when you say that better be the last, it implies that there will be consequences if it is ignored. And the tone is stern, and it's almost like it's a warning, right? Let that be the last makes it a chin check. It's authoritative, and you're insisting that that needs to be the last time. And the tone is commanding. But let's be clear. Neither one of them could be said to me.
If you come over here, it's gonna be different.
But again, I hope it's not a chin check, right? I find it strange that Wendy, who knows exactly what she said to Gizelle in the scene, filmed the confessional afterwards and said that she was happy that it wasn't about her, kind of letting us know that she didn't have a problem with what Gizelle did. So when she brought it up, it was brought up as an observation. That is not calling a person out. Calling a person out is what Ashley did last year when Mia talked about Gizelle's whole daughters getting caught on the Ring camera bringing niggas into the house when Gizelle was out of the country, right? That's calling a person out. Calling someone out is when Robin saw Candace on live talking shit about the cast and bringing it up in front of the group. That is calling somebody out. Wendy did not do that. She made an observation, she brought it up, but she didn't share any disdain for what Gizelle did to Stacy. She said what she said in the confessional. She was glad that it wasn't her. She was glad that it wasn't her. So I don't understand this thing that we can't call Wendy out. I personally think that it was kind of whack of Wendy not to call Gizelle out, because if Gizelle would do it to Stacy, she would do it to Wendy. And Gizelle needs to be told that it wasn't acceptable. Again, if Gizelle didn't want to make a personalized card to Stacy, I get it. But to not have an embroidered robe and toiletry bag was taking it too far, and that was overkill.
That's low.
It was. It was. And this is what separates some of the girls on the show to me again. They don't hold each other down. If somebody had done the same thing to Ashley, Gizelle would have called it out. We seen Ashley hold Gizelle down in the same scene when Stacy brought up Gizelle dating a retired NFL player, right? If someone did it to Gizelle, the same thing that Gizelle did to Stacy, if somebody did that to Gizelle and Robin was around, Robin would call it out. And I don't think it's a colorism thing. I just think that most of those girls, most of the lighter skinned girls on the cast have been here since day one. and they have bonded and they're OGs of the show, and everybody else is newbies, and everybody else haven't got their footing. Because even when Wendy got drowned by that drink by Mia when they was in Miami, when Candace came the next day and she found out, Candace cried.
Loser.
Candace cried. She didn't call nobody out on that. She cried about it. And then the OGs of the show was wondering, what is she crying about? It wasn't even her, right? And so I just think with the newer girls on the show who happen to be dark, I don't think that it's a colorism issue, but I think that we got Wendy on the show. She's in charge of if we want to say, because the show is kind of divisive, right? But Wendy would be the girl who would be in charge of the dark skin girl. She has been there the longest. But I think that those girls can't get along because Kay is insecure. She expecting Wendy to take her under her wing. And Wendy is not going to hold your hand, Kay. But then we got Jazzy and Kiana getting into it because I feel like they was fighting over the flute last season. And I think that the person who should have had the flute, which is Jazzy, I think that Bravo got it wrong. I think that Jazzy is the one who could have had the flute. And so I think that when Kiana is seeing Jazzy now, she's like, well, ain't my flute secure? I don't know. It just seems like those girls can't get along with each other. And I do think that it's fair to say that Wendy is a mean girl. But Wendy to bring up that she heard that Angel didn't graduate after claiming that she don't know the girl, right? And knowing Gizelle is about to go digging and say this about the girl, I think that was nasty work.
That's a dirty ass bitch right there.
I think that was nasty work. And make no mistake, Wendy is Team Gizelle.
Attending a birthday party.
She's Team Gizelle. I think that it's crazy that whenever Wendy does anything, and again, I have my faves and stuff on the show too, but I think it's so crazy that we even got the fraud charges with Wendy that she got going on there with her and Eddie, that people are making excuses for her. It seems like that Wendy can never be called out on anything. Wendy is a part of Gizelle's team this season. She is not going to call Gizelle out on anything. She is happy to be in Gizelle's good graces. She is. She did not show what she did to Gizelle, that was not calling Gizelle out. She made an observation. She did not show any disdain to Gizelle for what she did to Stacy. She did not show any disdain toward Gizelle for what she did to Stacy. She didn't. That's just the truth. That's just the truth. Okay? Well, let me know what y'all think. It could be wrong. Maybe it's a regional thing. I do think that language matters. I don't think that she called her out. Did she bring it up? Yes, she brought it up, but I thought that she was bringing it up just to move the scene along. Calling somebody out is literally confronting somebody, and she did not confront her. Words mean something. Did she bring it up? We can agree. Yes, she brought it up, but did she call her out? She did not call her out. But let me know what y'all think. Did you see Wendy bringing up Stacy not getting the welcoming gifts like everyone else as a call out? Or did y'all think that it was an observation? Let me know in the comments. Thank y'all for clicking on the video. I really appreciate the love and support. And I will see y'all later. Adios.
Call Daddy. Tell him 25.